Okay, what are we doing on this one? Obviously, we've got two files to work with. It tells us this is Unit 12, Exercise 9 in Exception Handling. We are going to write an application that displays a series of at least 10 student ID numbers that you have stored in an array. And we're going to ask the user to enter a test letter grade for the student. We're going to create an exception class called GradeException that contains a static public array of valid grade letters A, B, C, D, F, and I that you can use to determine whether a grade entered from the application is valid. So that's what's going to be here on this GradeException.java page. In your application, which is in the testgrade.java, what we're going to do to get there, so what we're going to do is we're going to throw a grade exception in here if the user does not enter a valid letter grade, and we're going to catch the grade exception and then display the appropriate message. And in addition, score an I incomplete for any student for whom an exception is caught. So if you have a caught exception, it's going to be an I for that student. Okay, so let's do it. So first we're going to extend the exception class as GradeException. So that's public class GradeException extends exception, because that's what it tells us up here. Correct? Okay, we need our curly braces. What are our valid grades? We're going to declare public static final char, and I'm going to have a list of valid grades. So of course I'm going to have an array here with A, B, C, D, F, and I. So we're going to have public GradeException produce a string. Okay, under this I need curly braces. The only thing that I need in here is superstring. That should be enough. So I'm just pulling this method from the superclass. So we're done with this GradeException Java. Let's go into testgrade.java. Okay, now I have declared my student IDs, but I still need to put in some other things too here. We're going to have the user put information in, so I want to input my scanner. So let me add a line above my IDs here and just put this up here. Now I'm going to declare the grade, so that's going to be a char. So now I'm going to declare a grade. I call it a grade string. The highest grade you can have is 100 points. So let me put 100 points in here. Now I'm going to have a couple of string variables. One I'm going to call inString, and the other I'm going to call outString, and I'm going to set the outString to a blank. Now I'm going to do a for loop to enter the grades. But before I do that, I'm going to declare a flag variable so the user can tell me they're done. So now I'm going to tell the user to give me some grades to enter. So what are we doing here? We're starting out with an integer of 0. And as long as we have grades, we have IDs, we're just going to keep on adding a grade. So I need my curly braces. So now I'm going to ask the user to enter a letter grade. course, we want them to enter the ID, and we're going to end the line. We'll go end on a new line there. That's what the /n means. So I will have that in string variable. So whatever the user enters will go into the in string. So now we're going to enter the grade. Now we're going to have a try block in here to see if a user entered an error. Opening and closing curly braces. We're going to set a flag value to 0. Now we're going to check the grade. So now I'm going to have another set of curly braces. So now I'm going to test to see if the grade exception was pulled. So is a grade a valid grade? If that's true, I'm going to set the flag to 1. So what do I do if the flag is still 0? Give me a set of curly braces. I'm going to note that it's an invalid grade. And I'm going to throw a new grade exception. So now I'm going to catch that grade exception. So I'm going to assign that as an incomplete. Here it says throw the grade exception if an invalid letter grade is entered. Now let's output all the grades entered. Let's run this code. First, they want me to enter a letter grade for the first student. Put in an A. Letter for the second student. Let me put in something bad. Let me put a Q. All right, let me put in a C. Enter a letter grade for the next one. We'll put in an I. We'll put in a B. We'll put in a D. Put in an F. We'll put in a C. Put in a 0. Okay, we'll put in a B. There you go.